Well, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So I would never in 1,000 years want to be on a reality TV show. But if there's a reality TV show that I could relate to as a rabbi best, it is Iron Chef. Has anybody seen the show before? Iron Chef. It's an incredible show where you bring world-famous chefs together to compete to create the most incredible meals, but they can't control the ingredients that they use. So sometimes on Iron Chef, you're going to get Wagyu beef or rack of lamb, and other times you'll get tuna fish, like canned tuna fish, or alligator, or stingray. And the same goes for Torah portions. We don't get to pick what the Torah portion is. And this came into full relief my first week at Washington Hebrew, where all I wanted to do was not sound like a first-year rabbi. That's it. And I opened the Bible, getting ready to, get ready for my first sermon here, right here in this spot. And it is Parashat Balak. And my heart fell to the floor because, for those of you who know Parashat Balak, it is about, and I'm not kidding, an evil king named Balak, hold on to that, an evil wizard and a talking donkey. That's the Torah portion. And so in your mind's eye, you can imagine for a moment what an evil king looks like. You can imagine what an evil wizard looks like. And if you ever want to know what a talking donkey looks like, we have a recording of that first sermon 14 years ago. And I'm pretty sure Cantor Bortnick was there. That was a night. That was a night. So Parashat Balak, this week's Torah portion. It's a strange one. It is about an evil king named what? Balak. And Balak has a problem. Balak's problem is that the children of Israel are numerous. There are about 1.2 million of us wandering through the wilderness on our way to the Promised Land. And over the past couple of Torah portions, there have been a number of nations coming up against us. We did not ask, we did not provoke. They came up against us, and we emerged victorious without saying too much. He's looking at this mass of people, and he's thinking, this is the evil king Balak. What am I going to do about these folks? And so he hires an evil wizard, Balaam. There's a talking donkey. It all ends well. But I want to go to the moment when Balak, the king of Moab, is introduced. And I want to share a verse with you. We're going to piece apart the beginning and also the end of this verse. The beginning, Moab said to the elders of Midian, another antagonistic tribe. Moab said to the elders of Midian. Our rabbis ask, who are these elders of Midian? And the answer that our rabbis give is a fascinating one. They teach that in this leadership structure of this evil Midianites, one king rises up and then falls, and then the next elder comes, becomes the king, and then falls, and the next elder comes up, becomes the king, and falls. They're kind of this revolving door of kings. Those are the elders of Midian. Now this horde will lick clean, that was us, will lick clean all that is about us as an ox licks up the grass of the field. Balak, he's the evil king, Balak, son of Zippor, was king of Moab at that time. So why do we describe the king of Moab, the most powerful king of them all, the king of Moab, as king at that time, right? I mean, could you imagine for a minute, I spend too much time thinking about Kim Jong-un. How about that? And I wonder what life is like for him. 2239ers know this. I think about this guy all the time. What is life like for this guy who sees the world? What's his life story? What's the world like to him? I want you to imagine for a moment that you're introducing Kim Jong-un to somebody else, and you say, this is the supreme leader of North Korea for now. Right? At that time, this is for now. That's the last thing you do. So why does our Torah portion introduce an ancient version of this Balak as king of Moab for now? And let me just ask, as we tease apart this incredible verse, I've been in D.C. now for 14 years. I've been in D.C. for 14 years. I got here during the Obama administration, was here for Trump 1, Biden, and now Trump 2. 14 years of presidential administrations. I have seen power come, and I have seen power go. And I know that I'm a relative newbie compared to some people here. Who has been here for 20 years? 30 years? Do I hear 40? 50? 60? 70 years? 80 years? good God, hands down. You have seen over a dozen presidential, more than this, almost dozens of presidential administrations come and go, and presidents come and go, and cabinet secretaries come and cabinet secretaries go, and power comes and goes, and prestige comes and goes. And I promise this is not a political message, to be very clear, but power comes and goes. And I'm looking around a room I don't see any cabinet secretaries, maybe some of these babies, future presidents, but let me tell you, even if you are not aspiring to be the leader of the free world, let me tell you, the titles that you have gained, they come and they go too. I'm actually at an age where some of my friends who have PhDs, very impressive, some of my friends who have PhDs are now defending their PhDs against a generation of students who's trying to take them down. That's how academia works. They are trying to hold their own in a field where expertise comes and expertise goes. It always does. It always does. You can have something that you have worked hard for, and at best, you are going to have it for now. At best, you are going to have it for now. Not even the title king. Not even the title king, which our Torah portion emphasizes loud and clear, lasts forever. And so why do people spend so much time and so much energy trying to strive for these things that at best last for now? And by the way, I want to talk about weddings for a minute. I know a lot of us are married, have been married, or at least have been to weddings. That is all of us. I want to tell you that to plan a wedding is a monumental job. Amen? Amen. You want the logistics to go perfectly. You want it to be nice. You want it to be an evening that your friends and family are going to remember. Am I right? That's exactly what you want. Now, here's what happens as a rabbi. I'm looking around at some couples whose weddings I've done. Those weddings could be beautiful and perfect. And when I am at the valet waiting for my car, I'm there with other people who've usually had too much to drink to realize that the rabbi's standing right next to them. And you know what they're saying? Do you know what they're saying? What do you think of those flowers? Oh, they were good. Yeah, a lot of flowers. Did you try the chicken sauté? No, I didn't get it. Oh, man, the chicken sauté. So you spent a year of your life planning this wedding, and they're talking about the chicken sauté, which is my way of saying that people are impossible to impress, at least in the long run. And so I'm not saying that these pursuits are not good and worthwhile, but what I want you to do is aim higher. And that's the Haftarah portion this week. The Haftarah portion, a selection from the book of prophets that is related thematically to the Torah portion, is from the book of Micah. And even if you don't know the Bible all that well, maybe you've heard this verse before. Maybe you've heard this verse before. From the prophet Micah, God says, "You have been told, O mortal, what is good. You know what is good and what God requires of you." Do you know what it is? To love justice, to love goodness, and to walk humbly with your God. It's a short list. To love justice, to love goodness, to walk humbly with your God. God's list is very short. Our list is very long. And anything that gets added to our list is only on our list for a little while, relatively speaking. In the end of the day, you don't always get to control the ingredients that go into your life's success list. You often don't get to choose most of the circumstances that lead you to the place where you end up. But let me tell you that you, in the end of the day, are going to be evaluated by a totally different list, not just by God, but by the people who matter to you, who ultimately care so very little about the things that come and the things that go. At the end of a life well lived, you are going to be remembered for justice. You are going to be remembered for goodness. You're going to be remembered for your spiritual journey. That's what adds up to something great. That's what adds up to a life well lived. That is how you are going to be remembered, not just for now, but for eternity. Shabbat shalom. Good Shabbos.